This week on Induction Noise. That time in Knysna when Niku and Andre disappeared into a room.
I think we should stop molesting the time machine.
Niku found it most amusing,
I could see the panic in your face in the way you were holding onto the door.
and Neil offers his opinion.
He's definitely not aiming to get a girlfriend soon, I guess.
Hey guys, welcome back to Induction Noise. And, sorry, that funny noise you're hearing is Andre.
Mr. Q.
It was just his chair.
It's Andre giggling like a schoolgirl because he opened up a bottle of Coke and it sounded a bit, suspicious. Or maybe he was just opening the bottle of Coke to hide something. But anyway,
Now he's leaving it open to spill it over the recording equipment.
yeah, that's the other.
Challenge accepted.
I am Mr. Q, and with me, as always, is Andre,
Hello there.
Neil,
Hello.
Niku,
How's it?
and an email.
There you go.
Yeah.
Email's just arrived.
The email is here. We have been inundated with an email, and I shall now
Should
read
we
it.
first say, before we read an email, should we just say what the agenda is?
No, we're just
For the program.
No, we're going to wing it. That's how we usually roll, isn't it?
Okay. Just
On
making a
today's
suggestion.
episode of
I'm just making a
Induction Noise.
suggestion for improvement, guys. I'm
Quentin
sorry
reads
that
an
I'm-
email.
Like, Induction Noise is the best car podcast in South Africa. How are we possibly going to improve?
We know this, I'm just saying.
Okay, so here's the email. Oh, wait, no, that's not the email. Where did it go?
Well,
Consummate professional.
consummate professional. The best podcast in the world.
That was
Where's
last
the
week's email. Here's the email. It says, "Dear Lords of the Induction Noise."
Well, thank you.
Off to a good start there, recognizing our official titles.
Huzzah!
Huzzah. First off, hats off to you chaps for that rip-roaring escapade at Samola Hillclimb. Absolutely cracking live stream.
It was jolly good fun.
Do you know what? I like to imagine this dude sitting in one of those dark burgundy red wingback chairs in front of a fire with a
smoke
big
room.
cigar
Yeah.
Smoke room.
and a snifter with brandy, roaring fire in the background, wearing his sort of
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner coat with
cravat in his,
with a cravat and like fluffy slippers. And an inappropriately young girl serving him drinks. Anyway, we're just going to get cancelled again, aren't we? Now, onto the meat of the matter. I'm a 27-year-old... Okay, so he's not the old guy with the I'm a 27-year-old maestro...
I'm a 27-year-old.
Maestro in the Symphony of Silicon, juggling the beats of production with the bites of the IT business.
I thought it was a DJ for a second, but
Well, no, it could be. Except DJs can't write because, you need a brain.
Didn't you used to DJ at a moment?
No, he was
exactly. You were a
I
DJ.
did do that.
He was
for
a
while.
bitter sound engineer.
I was a bitter sound engineer that ended up DJing. My life soundtrack needs a new bass line, and I reckon it's time to upgrade my ride to something that harmonizes with my tech-savvy soul. I'm in the market for an SUV that's got more gadgets than a Swiss Army knife, but won't have me selling my kidneys on the dark web. I've got about 300k in my virtual wallet, cryptocurrency not included, and I'm after a second-hand steed that's got luxury stitched into its seats. I'm talking leather that's smoother than my coding skills and an infotainment system that can probably hack the Pentagon. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not one to pledge allegiance to any car brand, but if it's got the grace of a gazelle and the roar of a restrained lion, I'm all ears. Size isn't everything. I've got a family that can fit into a tweet, compact and sweet. A 2-door Wonder would do just fine as long as there's room for a dachshund and my laptop bag. My daily pilgrimage to the Temple of Tech is a mere 10 kilometers, so fuel efficiency is as much of a concern as a raindrop in the Sahara. But here's the kicker. Keep those Renaults and Hyundais out of my sight. I'd rather ride a unicycle than be caught in one of those.
He
So what
rides
do
a
you
unicycle
say?
in any case. Because he doesn't have a girlfriend.
So what do you say? Can you help a tech guru find his digital chariot? Or am I destined to trawl the classifieds until my hard drive gives out? Yours in high definition, the producer with a passion for pixels. Hope this revs your engines and gets a mention on the podcast. So these days, everything is pretty much powered by technology. Something probably understood by Mr. Email Writer himself. So if you find yourself in need of IT services, you may want to look up a smelly IT guy. And it just so happens that we have one in the studio with us every time we record. Because CodePure is Niku's company and happens to be the sponsor for today's episode. CodePure is your go-to partner for all things web and IT related. Whether you need a sleek new website, custom software to streamline your business processes, or top-notch IT support, CodePure has you covered. They specialize in everything from HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to comprehensive custom software solutions and graphic design services. Plus, they're experts in SEO and hardware sales, ensuring that you get the best tech at the best prices. Don't take my word for it. You can actually ask Neil, because Niku hooked him up with the computer that now powers his brand new sim racing rig. So if you're interested in boosting your business with CodePure's innovative solutions, check them out by going to their website at www.codepure.co.za or click on the link in the description below to learn more. Thank you very much, Niku. Thank you very much, CodePure, for sponsoring this episode. And let's get back to the show. Well,
That's like a lot of detail.
That
like,
was a mouthful.
Andre, you always look for detail. There's some detail.
there's the detail.
There's the detail.
So I think you kick us off. What alpha would you recommend to this guy?
He wants tech. Okay, so no, not an alpha. So he's got 300,000 Rand.
Yeah.
He wants to buy a used SUV that can have 2 doors.
Yes.
Right? Is that what he
It
said?
could have 2 doors.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to.
Not fussed
but
about the doors.
No. I think he's
So-
just meaning that it could be a smaller SUV, a bigger
As long
SUV.
as his lapdog and his laptop can fit in and his unicycle can
it
in the
could
back.
be a 2-door RAV or 4-door RAV.
but 300 grand tech laden, second hand.
And he wants it to be reliable as well. That's not going to
And
happen.
he doesn't want something from Korea
Hyundai
or I guess
or
by extension China
Renault.
as well. Chinese, anything Chinese.
Yeah, not
Sure.
Japanese either. What? He found Japanese.
Oh, well.
Oh,
What did
He
he say?
didn't specifically
What
say.
did he say he
He
doesn't want?
specifically
Wasn't
said he
Korean.
doesn't want a Hyundai and he doesn't want a Renault.
Okay.
So
So you can infer
I'm
from a
taking
French or...
I'm taking it as something not boring, maybe, perhaps.
Okay.
Anything that's not boring, I guess. So,
well, it's an SUV. It's going to be boring.
Here's the thing.
not necessarily. You guys hate SUVs. What is it? I like SUV. SUV is good. You drive an SUV.
It's a rally car. It's,
It's a
not
rally
an
car,
SUV.
okay? That's got SUV qualities, all right?
Andrea's going to suggest now you spend 100k on a RAV and then 200 on whatever infotainment system you can put on it to make it like
Hey,
as tech savvy as possible.
I didn't think of that. What you need to do is you need to buy yourself a VW Caravel and you put a sim rig in the back with all the tech that you could want. Solar panels on the roof, off grid.
But
He's definitely not aiming to get a girlfriend soon, I guess, you know, with that sort of...
We know this already.
now, you're the one who's so detail orientated. Nowhere in that email did it say he doesn't have a girlfriend.
But I could see it from the detail.
Oh, is it?
He talks about a unicycle because he understands that if you have a unicycle, you are probably single for a very long time to own a unicycle. Because no girlfriend would allow you to ride a unicycle.
Well,
If you are from the woke generation, just,
And there was no euphemism there.
tune into a different podcast because you're just going to get triggered here.
well, since Andre is of no use whatsoever, I've
you
got
mean?
You're of no use.
You have a wagon, a bus with a tech in the
Bus
back,
is
man.
not an SUV.
You can hack the Pentagon from there. You can have like a Pentium something.
So my assumption from the email was more that besides the tech, there was a musical element, like you guys were kind of alluding to in that text.
I think it's just a subtext of him writing everything
Oh,
as a
well,
song.
I mean, whatever it is, I'm taking it as it is, you know?
Okay.
So you look at musicians, producers, they're all about kind of, showing a little bit, showing off a little bit, etc. And I've got something unique, something Japanese.
Something that no one else wants.
Something
basically.
that
It's going to be a
it's
Suzuki
actually-
Katana, isn't it?
It is going to be a Suzuki Katana.
And I'm of no use. You know?
So I just had to have a quick look if you can actually get them for the budget, because I can't remember what the prices of them is, etc. But I remember looking at them quite a while ago and thinking that's quite a cool SUV. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Infiniti QX70.
Yes.
Yep.
Fancy Nissans, basically.
Fancy Nissan, basically. I mean, it's quite techy
But they stopped
inside.
making them like years ago. Does it have
But
any
they're
tech?
reliable. Yeah, no,
Yeah, but does it have any
they
tech?
yeah, no, it has. It's not like you're gonna get the latest whatever. It's got fancy
He
tech
asked for the tech
Well,
Pentagon.
for a
wop, wop.
second-hand vehicle. For a second-hand vehicle, what are you gonna buy new?
I don't make the
with
rules,
tech?
bro. I'm just saying.
Well, you suggest as a Caravelle.
With tech in the back, bro.
Well, you can put tech in the front, but what else? The other thing you're gonna have.
He's not putting the tech anyway. He's single, so it's like it's there anyway. So it's like
The other thing you're gonna have is, and this is where I'm gonna lose
That
you
big
again,
tech
because
energy.
because you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm an old man. I don't want to go fast in an SUV." But he's gonna have a 5-liter V8,
Yes.
propelling him from 0 to 100 in 5.8 seconds, in a very nice looking Infiniti. And I think that's the car to go for.
Neil, what's that song that you had?
here's my key to my velocity. Now he can sing
to
like
my infinity.
Now he can have the key to his infinity, basically,
There
right?
you go. And look, Infiniti is reliable cars. I've never heard of anyone having any issues with Infiniti.
That's
You've
because I've
never
never heard of anyone who owns
anyone.
one.
You guys
Do
are
you
quite...
think they sold any in South Africa?
Yes,
How many?
One.
enough.
At least one, because there's one in
At least 1 to 2s of alphas.
Actually,
So I
that's
think
the
for-
demo. They're
Not
still
a
trying to
chance.
sell it.
For every third or second alpha, there's the Infinity.
Maybe.
Nah.
I believe so.
The price range for anything tech, if you're into sort of, unless he's into like, he's got a vintage collection of MacBooks, you're not going to get a lot of tech for 300 grand if that's your main
He
sort
wants
of focus.
cutting edge tech, right?
I think he's going to
Nowhere
have
it
to.
says cutting edge
It
tech.
says,
it
I
just
want the
says
best tech. No, it says very much tech,
Yeah,
high
no,
tech.
that, high tech, high
Best of
definition.
latest,
Want to hack the
whatever.
Pentagon.
Exactly.
So if you want to do that, there's a lot of. So for instance, I'll use an example of that. So we looked at with our X1. We looked at what does it take to upgrade the screens. You want something that's connected to CarPlay. I mean, the one that we have is just before you could get like that integrated. And there's some really nifty aftermarket solutions that look stock. You get a slightly bigger screen, the graphics and everything is the same. So what you can do is maybe buy something like, any of these sort of mid-range sports activity vehicles, anything, and you look for a decent aftermarket system that doesn't look too bad. Because
Slap an iPad on the dash. Basically.
yeah, slap an iPad on the dash. I mean, the one if you do actually, if you do decide, maybe get something like an X1, it literally fits. You take the entire screen out and you fit it in the existing slot, and it looks OEM, completely OEM. It's not, because the thing is, I always thought, Japanese cars, unfortunately, they're good reliability, but the tech in them, I don't know, the sort of feel of it looks a bit. It looks aftermarket for me, to be honest. A lot of the newer Toyotas, especially. So I really like the new Corollas, but the touch and feel of the screens are not that. It's all blue, black, and white sort of text. It looks like something off the market.
Because it will still look like that 20 years from now.
Exactly. So then we'll be retro cool, basically. So either
And
that
then the
or
BMW one will be blank.
Yeah.
20 years from now.
It'll have a check engine light on it, basically.
No, it'll have a thing on it that says, "Please subscribe to this screen."
Or on the other side is you buy a relatively new Jimny, because they sort of tech the stuff that you can get in them is not that bad. It's not you know.
not
But then you
Pentagon
have to drive a Jimny.
I'd rather drive a Jimny than a Caravelle. I'm sorry.
Fair.
Caravelle with a rig in the back.
I don't know, dude.
Bro, iRacing on demand. You can even play a Assetto Corsa on it. It's like a full...
Okay.
You can play arcade games in the
But
back.
for that, you only need like a controller. So I mean, why do you want
True.
like
You can do it on
like,
a Game Boy, so it should be fine.
So I read between the lines a little bit for this one. I must be honest.
It's not in the email now.
Yeah.
No, but it is in the email. It is in the email, but you guys glossed over it.
Okay,
What?
What is that?
To be fair, it was basically the first
The
first
car that
testament
I want to
or the
suggest,
Old
when
Testament.
it came out, right, I looked at this thing and I thought to myself, who on earth is going to buy that?
This guy.
And after reading that email, I'm like, that's him.
He's the
That's
target,
the
he's
guy.
the target
That's the
market.
guy.
He's the guy.
Okay.
But I know what you're going to say. It's not in budget. But that's the bit that you guys glossed over.
Okay. He's
Because
the
he said
Bitcoin.
he's got 300K in his wallet, not including his crypto. So this guy could be sitting on like 20 bar and we wouldn't
Or
know.
20 rand.
Well, give it a week. You know?
exactly.
It could be
It may be
either.
15. It may be 15 rand.
So what he needs to do is just wait until his crypto and his NFTs really hit the sweet spot and buy himself a Cybertruck.
Guy trying to
Cybertruck.
He's hitting the sweet spot.
Yeah,
Financial advice.
that's. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. It's all the latest tech. It's stainless steel. It looks like it came out of a game arcade.
Sorry, what is it called?
Tesla Cybertruck.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like a DeLorean, because that would be so much cooler. And the tech is way better. The DeLorean's tech is way better.
No, the DeLorean doesn't actually come with a time machine.
But I want that one.
I want to say, what do you mean it doesn't come with a
I don't
time
want a
machine?
dud. I want the real one.
It doesn't actually come with the time machine.
Is that extra?
That was a sort of aftermarket package that you
Okay.
could put on it. Yeah.
Well, if it's got enough Bitcoin, you go for the aftermarket package.
But yeah, I think a Tesla Cybertruck ticks all his boxes. It will mean cashing
and
in some
certainly
of
won't
his
get a
crypto.
girlfriend if it drives that crap, but
Certainly won't get a girlfriend. And
everybody's happy.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't get any more techie than that. Or
Instead of-
tacky, for that matter.
Instead of a DeLorean number plate out of time, you can have on the Cybertruck in time.
In time.
Since it's the future. That was a dumb joke. That was useless. That was so dumb.
I love the new Nico with his self-reflection.
That was so dumb. Anyway, sorry. We've lost half our subscribers there. Cheers.
We are now telling our jokes and then rating them.
And then complaining about our own jokes.
That was bad.
I'm going to tell you a joke, but it's shit.
I'm first going to tell it, and then I'm going to discover, oh, it was shit.
Okay, so on with our discussions for today. There's two things that we need to get around today. The first is a sort of a general feedback on our road trip to Samola to go see the Hillclimb and everything that happened there.
Not everything. We won't be able to touch everything.
We can't talk about everything that happened there. So you two are safe.
From a language perspective, we cannot say anything that was spoken about there.
We cannot repeat what was said.
This is a family show after all. Anyways, so we got to do a little catch up on Samola and the Hillclimb and all of that stuff. And then we're going to play a little game that I've invented that I like to call Facebook Marketplace Roulette.
Lotto.
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 Draw. Lotto. That. So the premise of this game is that how much do you trust the Facebook marketplace and Facebook algorithms? Because as you search for stuff on the internet, Facebook collects all this information. So
Getting worried.
they know they know the size of they know the kind of car that you like. So if you go onto Facebook Marketplace and simply go to vehicle section,
Oh, you go to vehicles? Okay, I'll just go to Marketplace. I'm not worried now.
the first cars that pop up should be your ideal car.
In theory.
The car that fits in most with the stuff that you look at.
The big banana
Yes.
trees. So
The big caravel.
yes, that.
Mine doesn't look like that at all. So either
So in
We don't
theory,
know what yours look like.
Yet.
budget,
show you in a
budget
bit.
no option. Today, you have to, gun against your head, buy the first car that pops up on Facebook Marketplace. And how do you feel about that?
Do we then need to make a case for it? What you would actually do with it? If you get it today.
I think in your case,
what
you're going to
would
have
you
to
do?
explain how the hell your algorithm brought that up to the forefront.
And why you think it's a car.
I'm just going to explain why is a closet BMW fan clearly to us. Like, that's what's going to happen.
This is a family show. No.
Right.
So, last weekend, it was last weekend.
Yeah, last
Was it?
weekend.
No, it was the weekend.
Well, when you're listening to this 2 weekends ago.
I think we should stop molesting the time machine.
Yeah, because
it's okay. I'll dub it in afterwards. So you just move your lips and you go,
Yeah.
and then I'll put it in afterwards. It's all cool.
Right.
Magic of studio recording.
The aforementioned time ago, basically.
Some time ago, some nondescript time ago, we all piled it into the Jaggin
Yes.
and drove to Knysna. And we had a
We didn't all drive to Knysna. Sticky drove to Knysna.
I drove to Knysna.
We were wafted to Knysna in the lap of luxury.
Yes.
Except for a brief moment when you guys thought I was trying to kill you.
Driving on Landvigators.
Yeah.
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 So what exactly was going through your heads
made
at
it.
that point? I mean, we're going through Hohook Pass. I'm having fun driving the Jaggin. And
was-
the next minute, you guys are thinking that I'm trying to commit
We were
suicide and
suddenly
taking
very
you all
quiet.
with me.
I was waiting for the little mouse to pop out.
To be honest, I only realized what was going on when Neil said, Quentin, are you okay? Are you really okay? Do you want to talk about this? Because I was
We were
sitting on
suddenly interested.
I was sitting on my phone writing an email. And then I was like, wait, what's going on? And I just see, here's a pass, and we're going through it. I'm like, oh. Okay, well, back to my email. You know?
So I'm older.
If you're
I didn't hear
reading
that
this,
well.
I didn't make it.
I didn't hear that well anymore, but I suddenly felt a mood change in the car. A palpable mood change.
But as it turns out, apparently Q was teaching us how to trail brake.
Yeah. So trail braking became quite a theme of the weekend.
Yep.
For me, anyway. I had to teach all of you how to trail brake. I had to teach a lot of racing drivers how to trail brake. I am a resident expert of trail braking.
Some of them didn't listen and they blew up their diffs and all sorts of other
Yeah,
problems.
yeah, absolutely.
Crazy.
So we got there on
Friday.
Thursday,
Yes.
and we booked into our house. It was a stunning place that we got, I thought.
It was a
Very nice.
Palazzo.
Yeah, it was like it was a big palace of a place. And
Had some eccentricities though. Like in the bottom bathroom, there was just pictures of the whole family on the wall of the bathroom, which was kind of weird.
We know everyone.
It was
in that
kind of
household
weird.
now.
it's like, welcome to our Airbnb. Whilst you're taking a poo, here's my family.
Kids, grandkids, everyone. Anyway, so yeah, let's not go there.
Let's not go there. But it gave us some space to actually live and kick back and relax and
Have a
And
wine.
live we did.
Have a wine or two.
have a wine and
free
do a live
for-
podcast. We did our first ever live show.
Yes,
What did
did.
you guys think of that?
that went great. I think it went brilliant.
I think
it
you
was
should ask
awesome.
the listeners.
Yeah.
Well, the listeners
Didn't
have...
get cancelled, so that's a good start.
We had nice engagement as well, which is quite
Yes,
cool
yeah,
for
we
us.
had-
So
we had-
thanks for everyone
we
who
actually
dialed
had
listened in.
way
watched.
more live viewers than I thought we would have.
Yeah.
We had lots of engagement and interaction, which was cool.
It was more than a 1-to-1 ratio for us and the
Yeah,
people.
and it wasn't just my wife giving me grief. There were other people too.
Some of my colleagues did the same.
I don't know why your colleagues are giving me grief as well.
Your wife is giving me grief.
But the numbers on the live actually went bananas the next day. I mean,
Yeah.
by the next day,
People rewatched
It's
it.
still going up, by the way.
yeah, people are still watching it. So I think maybe we should
Oh, we should
either
do it
more
again.
lives or we should do more shows with wine. Because that might have been what,
Yeah,
what
I want
made
to
it.
say either or. We should test the theory.
Yeah.
It's either the fact that we were live or the fact that there was wine that made the show better somehow.
My favorite part of the live is just Andre standing up going to fetch more wine.
Some wine and cheese, basically.
We did
Cheese
run
is
out.
fantastic.
Yeah, we ran out of cheese too soon.
Yeah.
We needed more cheese.
Yeah.
So if you go to Knysna, the conclusion is rent a nice house, lots of wine,
Get enough cheese.
get enough cheese.
But that's not why we went there.
Also,
We went
some
there.
motor racing
Yeah, I
took
wanted to
place.
say we went there for Samola, actual Samola. And we almost got a heat stroke the first day on Classic Car Friday.
So warm.
It was 38 degrees Celsius.
yeah.
In the shade.
Yes.
I just couldn't believe the times that Trevor Tuck was doing that Julieta.
Julieta, yeah.
Yo, he was flying.
So the
That thing sounded good,
It
though.
sounded
good,
great.
yeah.
So in our opinion, a friend of ours, Mr. Trevor Tuck, his car was him and Linton Lomas' car was the car of the day on the Thursday. Beautiful car, not just because it's an Alpha, but it's a freaking beautiful car. The 70th anniversary of the Alpha Giulietta,
yeah.
and he did a 55 seconds up the hill, which is one of the
It's fast.
points. We already spoke about
It's
this
fast.
on the live stream, though.
So I just wanted to say, you guys can talk for the next 3 minutes about alphas, and then we're moving on to the next one.
we already spoke about the Classic Friday.
Yes, we
need to
also
move on.
we elaborated a little bit on our activities
Yeah, we
from a sim
elaborated.
racing, but
Yes.
there were more activities the next day where we left it off.
We were
have-
disappointed because we thought that we were not being contacted.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we left it on a bit of a cliffhanger, actually.
Yeah. So what happened is the following morning we were getting ready to leave.
Well,
I was waiting
Three
for-
of us were waiting
Yeah.
for one of us to get ready.
Who were we
to-
waiting for, Neil or Nico? I can't.
It was you.
Yeah.
It was-
This day it was you.
It was you.
This day it was you.
That day it was you. I think in the end we did throw actually.
No,
so,
that was the first day. That was the Friday
yeah.
morning.
The first day we. That was the first day.
No, that's the Friday morning.
No,
you guys
that was the Friday morning. Yeah.
I got
That's
up
why we
early.
rocked up there at 11 o'clock, basically. like,
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, so we were waiting, and then I got a ring. Hey, so you guys need to be here this time. But the issue was we were going to go up the hill in a Mercedes EQS, which is Mercedes' electric SUV.
Which is not something we want to
I
experience.
think you need to, I don't know, sorry to interrupt you, but I think you need to take a step back and say, like, actually from the last day, we did make the cut, right? So we were then,
Yeah.
between the four of us, we were the fastest guys on the sim.
Yes, so
Right.
that's So
Just
that's
so you
what the
guys
call
know,
was about.
We were the fastest sim
we
guys.
were
Yeah,
the
just in case
fastest
everyone
guy.
is wondering,
Yeah,
basically.
we were the fastest guy on the sim, and we got the opportunity now to go up the hill. And it was supposed to be in the EQS, the electric SUV, because then all four of us could go up the hill. They said it's not safe or something to have that many people in the car going up the hill.
I saw the size of the Bupensvark and said, no.
And
a
the
weight limit.
conclusion was that we're going to have an opportunity to go in A45. It's quite a mouthful. It's an A45 AMG S4matic Plus. Actually,
Aren't they all 4matic Plus?
I don't know. Anyways, That's what Auto Trader says. But we were given an opportunity to go up the hill in that with Natalie, who is one of
Weston.
the AMG Academy's teachers, so to say.
Driver training.
Driver
experts.
training, marketing of AMG things. The AMG Whisperer, as it said on
Just
the vehicle.
legendary lady driver or any
Yeah.
driver. She's like the local Sabine Schmidt.
Yes, she's the local Sabine Schmidt. Brilliant woman. And I kind of said, well, I was the fastest, so I'm not participating. So
He
I
was actually the
He was
fastest.
the
I
actual-
just say so.
He was actually the fastest.
He didn't
so-
just say so.
I decided to create a challenge with the people from 80K
Yes.
to determine who is going to be the odd one out to not go up. And we decided to do hot laps.
Shootout.
Yeah, like a hot lap shootout with Mercedes 190E around Spa-Francorchamps. And that was quite
On the heavy,
interesting.
what do they call the heavy?
Yeah, they
Yeah, like
called it
17
the
Strong man.
Yes,
the strong
on the
man.
strong
sim.
So it's like a
Manson.
fanatic wheel that's been designed to basically torture small children into submission.
Dial
Yeah.
up to 17 to like
I
break
was
shoulder
legit-
blades off.
I was legit. Well, for someone, I mean, I've dislocated my shoulder on a few occasions.
You
I
almost
was
did it
legit
again.
worried. I think I'm going to dislocate my shoulder. Really,
I mean,
that's
that
how I
thing's,
was for.
that
Like
thing's
it was.
got more torque than a Honda.
It does.
Yeah.
I couldn't hang on to it in the last hairpin.
Yeah, no, it was quite I think a nice way. So what was it like? We each had, then we decided in the morning 1 out lap, 2 out laps.
Yeah.
And whoever was the fastest 2 would then go through and then join Nico in the car with Natalie,
Yeah.
basically.
And you were quite quick.
Neil
You
was
were-
the quickest.
You were very quick. I mean, you beat.
I mean,
I mean, he didn't want to say it, but you know.
I think you did like a 42 or something like that. You're about 2 seconds quicker than Andre and Quentin,
Yeah.
but they were super close.
You're very close.
I mean, it was a hundredths of a second
I don't know.
between
It was
you.
very
it was
close.
3 tenths of a second.
3/10
it
of a
was
second
one
between you.
sneeze.
But
We all did make mistakes also, right?
Can
There
I
was
just
2 laps.
say that I didn't get one clean lap. I made mistakes on both my hot laps. And also, the aforementioned torque of said force feedback wheel was massive. And because the previous day had been so hot and so sunny, I decided to, prevent myself from turning into a Simba chippy and going all crispy. So I had literally shellacked myself with suntan lotion. So my hands were quite slippery on this.
You don't have
very
to put it on the
torquey
inside
wheel.
of your hands, by the way.
What the fuck do you want? How do you want me to spread it on me with the back of my hand?
Yeah.
You don't have to put lotion on the inside of your hands.
How? So yeah, there's my racing driver excuses. I couldn't hold the wheel.
So clearly, he's the only real racing driver among us.
100%.
Because the excuses are thick and fast. They-
Yeah. Then
I had them in the barrel.
I had the excuses the previous day.
yeah, the excuse previous. But the interesting part is Neil bowed out, kind of, because he's already been up the hill.
He was not only fast, he was also the bigger man.
He was the bigger man. He's already been.
He's
up
also
the hill. He
physically the
was-
bigger man.
Yeah.
That as well. Hashtag blessed. you know.
Hashtag please.
That's like great.
No, I thought,
yeah,
you know
right.
what? I've been fortunate enough to make the cut to do it, to drive up to race up the hill. And I was like, you know what? Like, what would the point be? It didn't sit right with me that I would have gone out and one of us not having to experience. I thought, you know what? Might be cool. Now we all have an experience and
so
can
we've
share.
we've all gone
been
up the hill at
hill.
speed. The
Yeah.
three of us went faster than you did up
Yeah,
the hill.
exactly. So she went faster than A45 than I actually went up.
But
in
you
the
drove
Z.
yourself, so,
So we pull up to the line, right? I'm sitting right behind Natalie. Niku sitting to my left. Andre sitting in the front because he's a pansy and he gets car sick if he's not in the front of the car. And
every
Natalie
Yeah,
is
I lost
chatting.
my seat basically.
So who's the guy that she was talking to? The guy who does the.
it's one of the
It's one of the
commentating?
engineers.
One of the
It's
engineering
One of
guys.
the so the one so you speaking about what mode?
No, at the line.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she was asking the guy was a technician, whatever, of
No, not
Mercedes.
the technician guy. At the
Yeah,
the
but
start
before
line.
this, you're missing this. Just before that, the technician guy, she was asking, it's her first time ever going up the hill. So we're sitting here, and she tells him, no, never been up the hill. No, not with this car. No, never. I've only seen it on a video. I've never been up the hill. And we're like,
Okay.
And she asked this guy, the technician guy, she asked him, what mode should I go in? Should I switch traction control on or off? And I'm like, yeah, I think you should switch it on.
Andre got quite nervous there,
Yeah.
but the guy you talking about is Greg Maloney.
Yeah,
So-
the commentator.
Greg was standing next to the car talking to her. And I'm standing there. Well, I'm sitting behind her. I'm looking at Greg talking to her. I'm not looking ahead of me. And I didn't see that she had closed her window. And I didn't see the guy in the front waving the flag and doing stuff. I was looking at Greg talking. And I've got a helmet on, so whether the window's open or not, with the loudspeakers outside, I could still hear him. So I didn't know. And the next minute, she launches this thing with full launch control, 4 wheels just chirping off the line. And I'm like, gonk.
You've basically been to the chiropractor in an instant.
Oh, wait, we're going now. This is happening now.
So I'm thinking, you know, this is the first time, right? And I'm not sure whether we switch the traction control on or off now, but it's the first time up. So she's probably going to take it easy. And then the thing's got a little meter on the dash that shows you, like the old Bugattis and stuff, it shows you like how much kilowatts you are using. So as far as I understand, it's got 310 kilowatts, which is a lot for a small hatchback.
Yeah.
She was using the full 310 kilowatts off the line.
It was time.
That gauge was pinned.
That
it
gauge-
never let off.
I saw that digital gauge bend at the end. It was not lifting, and she went into that first corner. I was just holding on.
I could see the panic in your face in the way you were holding onto the door.
And I was thinking to myself, you know, this is much better than the simulator was. Because the simulator didn't have this level of grip. I had to let off to go around that first corner.
went flat out.
And she was just flat
She
all
did
the way
not
through
lift
it. She
off.
went plowing up the hill at full tilt. And that's the other thing. On the simulator, you don't get a feel for that incline.
Elevation change. Yeah.
That's
steep.
a hill.
Yeah.
And we went powering up this thing. You get to the top, and then there's a sharp left-hander. And I'm like, she's going to brake now because we got to go left. She really should brake now because we're going to go left. I'm like, Natalie, the road's fucking going left. You better brake.
So there's the marker where we normally brake on the sim in order to make the corner.
Yeah.
She drove past that.
This is really, no. Hey, the braking point's back there, yo.
Like, I know you haven't gone uphill, but yeah,
You know there where the road stops? It goes left.
She's
she's a
really,
legend.
she's really talented.
yeah.
And her brother Clint as well. I can't believe what he was doing up the hill as well with that.
It was
Her
rapid.
brother, the display of absolute
Car control.
that he put up that hill, it's unreal. I mean, that thing's 2.8 tons.
It was
It
basically
has-
a very fast, like a
Bus.
four-wheeler truck that
Yeah,
he
I
took
mean-
up there. 2.8 tons.
And he was going sideways for most of it.
yeah.
Yeah, he was was he within a second
Within a
of the turbo
second
S?
of the fastest Porsche there.
Yeah, and that
mean,
thing was
that's-
2.8. Yeah, 2.8 tons.
That was nuts.
No, and I mean that I think that was one of the most, especially through the top aces. I mean, how you guys have felt it. It's fast through there, and I mean
So-
to be able to pull that thing sideways across the line, and we saw quite a few. I mean, this year there was quite a few accidents. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, everyone is fine.
Especially in that area, going up that hill
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
the S's. Everyone
That
lost it.
last section is tricky.
You know, at the worst time at the hill, the rear tires of that C63
Yeah.
GT.
Yeah, jeez.
They were
GT63.
tortured rubber.
Yes.
But, you know, it was just my takeaway from all of this. The fact that Natalie could jump in that car and plow it up that hill as quick as she did. And the fact that Clint could drive that monstrously big and heavy car up the hill as quick as he did with the sideways action and everything that he was getting there. My takeaway from it all was just how important it is to know your tools.
Yeah.
Because Clint and Natalie, obviously through the AMG Academy, they get loads of seat time in those cars.
They know those cars.
They know exactly what that car is going to do in any given situation long before they even get to the corner. And it makes such a huge difference to how hard you can send it.
And,
That would be great to experience someone. Maybe we must definitely maybe arrange something like that because I
I'm
think
keen
it's
to go up and
I really
Yeah.
want to So I've looked at that the pricing of that academy a lot because I would really like to take Leonard because she's a big AMG fan.
Yeah,
first
she
of
loved
all.
that.
And she's been to Swartkops with me, which is where the AMG.
You can cut this out and make it a surprise. I don't know.
That as well. So it's not. Look, it's expensive. It's like it depends on which package you take. It's like from $5,000 to 10. But I mean,
but it's proper. You get to
it's-
drive those
exactly.
AMG GT
AMG
and all
GTs,
those.
You get what you pay
etc.
for.
Yeah.
But I mean, the talent they have that's teaching.
Yeah.
I mean, Clint, Natalie,
Yeah.
those people I don't think there's a driving academy that has that level of driving.
Not in South Africa,
teaching
no.
In South Africa.
No, definitely the top school.
I mean, I know Master Drive is doing cool stuff, etc. Yeah,
There's a lot of guys that are cool, but I mean, they really
but
are.
these are. I mean, Clint is an international driver.
Yeah, we were. I mean, and we got a chance to chat to him a little bit as well,
Yeah.
right? So, I
Awesome
mean,
guy. What
You
a
play
nice
some
guy.
top trumps with him.
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
some top trumps with him.
That was actually, I mean, I mean, cool. We
Very
got to
cool guy.
we got to engage a little bit with Clint and with a lot of. It was nice, how receptive everyone was, right? I mean, I
Yeah.
think we were all a bit like apprehensive in the
Bit
beginning, like
starstruck with,
like are they? And also, you never know how these people are going to be in real life when
Yeah.
you meet them. Are they going to be lists to talk to you or not? And
And all of
Especially
them were
because
nice.
we're probably bigger celebrities than they are, so they
Yeah,
feel
we
a
don't
little
wanna-
bit
we don't wanna meet them in
intimidated.
the
we are
shade,
so professional, the way we rock up and everything's sorted out, and
I mean, like,
With a microphone that doesn't work half the time and a camera that doesn't have a battery in it and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we'll gloss over that. But yeah, Samola was awesome. It
So
was-
the rest of the weekend we can sort of skip over quite quickly. I mean, the racing always at Samola is
Amazing.
brilliant, and it's incredible to see those cars being wrestled in the way that they get.
And probably
hustled.
prepped cars. Normally you had one or
Properly
two
prepped
guys.
cars.
Now we had probably 5 or 6 if you think about it, cars. If all the GTRs failed, but
Probably
you'd probably
7 cars
7
that could
cars
win
that
it.
could
That
win
was
it
like
out,
up
that could
there.
win it
So
outright.
the biggest upset of the weekend
there were two big
was when the two favorites to win King of the Hill both basically dropped out with massive technical failures.
because of the weight put on the diff.
The weight of the Nissan on the diff and on the gearbox. So Franco Scribanti with the Sheriff suffered major failure of his gearbox and his car was out of the running. And then our favorite to win,
Reggie.
Reggie,
Richard Roots.
I mean, I was just absolutely devastated.
I've
for
dubbed
that.
him now. He's the unluckiest guy on the hill.
Yeah.
Because 2 years in a row,
It was
Just
his
gets
to
taken away
win.
from him.
yeah.
And the times looked like he was going to do it this year. And then his front differential exploded.
But those Lotuses was just impressive.
It was time for the Lotuses. We need a change up. It's like the Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Like the Nissans or the Red Bulls keep on winning. But to be very
was
honest,
close.
in most of the timesheets, the Hondas were, or the Lotus, they were
The Lotari.
they were the same or faster. And I think the guy who's
Skyline,
most disappointed with the last run is probably Charles Hubert with the grey. He's got the Hondas, the Honda Lotus. He was quicker than in the previous runs than the Ferrari one was, and he missed it out by about a second on the last run. So I think he made a mistake somewhere. Something went wrong.
No.
But
Well,
it
at that time, the times those people are doing, a small mistake is literally
it's
yeah,
on the
I mean,
edge.
And the thing is, the run up the hill is so short that one tiny mistake, there's no time
can't
left
make it up.
in the lap to make it up. So
can't get it back.
you're kind of screwed.
And I mean, there's nothing to me as nice as like you see some variety. I mean, and you can see that guys are taking this seriously, right? I mean, if you the Lotuses, Lotai, they've been here for quite a while, right? Coming back, and you can every year see how the
Evolution.
development is taking place. And what for me was what stood out when we sat at turn 2 in the grandstand. Nothing powered out of turn 2 like those two like the Lotus did. It was actually like, it was something that you put in a techie.
Yeah, it's like an elastic, like a
kitty, as you say, like, it was
like a slingshot.
Just the slingshotting out, the traction of that. Because normally also you hear at that point there's a bit of a bump, and you hear the traction control kicking in, and they didn't. They just
they
had
went
pure
completely
traction out of there.
flat out of it.
And
was
those are
crazy
two-wheel
to
drive
see.
cars.
Yes.
Those are rear-wheel drive
Yes.
cars, where those big
No,
Nissans are
that was
four-wheel drive, more
very, very
computers
impressive.
and stuff.
I also think that I wonder, I mean, we're not the guys, we're not in the pits, but if you can't, like, maybe, and I'm not saying the guys could sandbag in the past, but you could push to a point. But now, because of the field, you could potentially not make it through your class final.
You had to bring
You
it.
had to bring it.
from
You
the
had to bring
start,
it. Otherwise, if you make a mistake, you're not in the King of the Hill shootout. So
I'm sure there's a bit of gamesmanship. Some of the guys would, they see that quick and they maybe just lift off on the last little bit just to keep the times down.
because
so they know there's something in reserve.
Peter Zeele in the MR2, right? He was very reserved until the final run. I mean, he lost by a tenth of a second, right? I mean, it was a tenth between him and the Lotari, basically.
Yeah.
And there's lots of things at play. I mean, the guys want to save the tires a bit. They want to,
Save the motors,
Save the motor, etc.
dial up the
Save the
boost a bit.
differential.
I must say the driver of the day when it comes to the fans was Theodore Vermaak.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. He had the
huge
biggest fan club.
He had like a whole lot of family that had like,
And he was driving a little
posters up.
Formula V.
Formula V.
Formula V.
But
up
it was
the hill.
not
Neil's favorite car.
Not any Formula V. They put like a 2-liter engine in there, some
Yeah.
sticky tires, but he went up there well. He was-
Yeah.
He was going like.
But he definitely
very
had the best fans by far.
yeah.
But lastly, we cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah.
If you do not have plans to go to Samola Hillclimb next year,
You should.
you should, because it is epic. You get to meet us there. You get to meet some racing drivers and whatever, but we're there, and some motorsport happens, and it's just the best event on the calendar.
A good
You
time
should
to spend
definitely
with
go.
mates. Good,
Like you
good
said, some
spend
motorsport
out with
happens,
mates.
but there's a lot of motorsport people that you see then. People that I bumped into so many people from racing and from...
Yeah, I know. It took us 4 hours to walk from
People
the.
I know from business and other places also bumped into them. Pete was back.
Yeah,
was back
Pete
with
was
his-
there with
With
his
his
Alpha.
Still bringing it.
And next year, are we going to see? First, we're going to definitely try and enter again. But
Yes.
Andre, you're going to enter the 4C, please.
Yes. Yes.
So we've decided Q is going to finish the Harper. He said when he was there, he said he's keen to.
Finish the Harper. So Harper Sports Cars, if you're listening.
So what are you bringing?
How many spots do you want?
Remember, Sim can't go up the hill. What do you think?
I honestly mean, after every, I mean, I know I went on about this before, but I love being there. But a part of me feels like I'm missing out now after experiencing. And people say it's a lot of money to enter. It's a lot of but it's the best we can experience from a sort of. If you're a pleb in South Africa and you can enter for any event, it's pretty high up there.
Oh, yes.
And
Some
I don't know, I'd love to enter something else, but that I'll have to figure out.
Some people drink out that amount of money over a weekend or in a week.
I don't know people like that, but
No, there's
I do
really
know
people.
that
I know, because we found some cheap wine in Knysna.
Yeah, exactly.
44 rand can get you pretty far.
Hey,
Nice.
that went nicely, let me tell you.
Wine and
bottle-
Panado. Wine and Panado combo. 44 rand.
The
Pinotage and Panado.
the wine with no label.
Yeah, it wasn't us.
It was just red wine.
Yeah.
But I think it's Neil. Neil doesn't want to say it obviously, but I think he misses the signing the kids, autographing the kids' posters and stuff. But we also want to do that. So next time we're going to be autographing. Take a sharp pen.
You know what? It is one of those things where I think for us as car guys, you always just sitting on the stands as a kid, and now.
on the
now
other side of
you're
that.
on the other side, and now you are like, and it was quite. I remember
It's
like
cool,
when I was
dude.
there with my family, and the kids are coming, and they legit asked me for. Not that it matters, but I think it's
cool, man.
it's more a case of you're now the kid. You are now where you want to be as a kid, and you're
And you can give
experiencing
them
that
attention.
now.
You can chat to them. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I
man.
just want to drive again. I mean, I just like driving.
I really would like to drive there. If it's even in classic car Friday.
So
I
if
think
we're
we
going to
prefer.
drive there, I think we should play our game.
Cool.
Okay.
Because that's going to determine what we're driving there in.
So we're all opening our own
It is.
Facebook.
And,
Well, is this another game?
Wait.
Wait,
Before you
before-
open it,
Let's
before you
do
open anything.
person
So
by
this
person.
this is how it works, okay? We are playing Facebook Marketplace Roulette, which tests how well the Facebook Marketplace algorithms know you as a person.
Or what you've been saying.
Or your likes
So-
and dislikes.
First, you got to go.
Okay.
We're all on Android, right?
Yeah.
Even Gardens Boy.
Yeah.
I thought you'd have an iPhone from God.
I feel like
Did you have to give in your garden squad when you got?
I just don't tell them. That's my work phone is an iPhone, so it's perfect. You know. Just
Okay, so you got to hit the square button and make sure that all your apps are closed. There's nothing cached.
Are we doing it together now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now
So clear
open your
everything.
Facebook app.
Yes.
Let it
Scroll past
load,
porn,
let it load.
then just hit the
Marketplace.
marketplace at the top,
Yes, and then.
Yeah.
and the first car ad that comes up.
The first car ad, or
first ad-
or do we go to vehicles? So is it
No.
this page of
Just
marketplace?
Only the first one.
the first ad for a car that comes up is your car.
This is atrocious.
This is a bit of a shock, right?
Okay, well,
But first of all, what's your region that you search for?
Cape
Okay,
Town.
so mine is what it's always set to, which is Cape Town and 500 kilometers around.
Mine is 400k from Beaufort West, which gets you to Cape Town and above that. Which is probably why I'm getting.
So mine is Cape Town and 70 kilometers radius.
Okay, maybe we should do that.
What, change them all to the
The
same
problem
radius?
is mine won't change if I make it to 5 kilometers. This thing is right here, basically.
No, this thing is actually cutting out Cape Town. This is why I'm getting this weird crap.
Okay, wait,
Okay,
so-
sorry, I'm just reapplying it so it includes Cape Town.
I feel like you're some
Okay, so let's do that. Cape Town.
Wait,
Set your center to Cape Town.
So
and let's
mine-
make it 100 kilometers.
mine is basically like that.
Fuck,
Should I
this is
keep
not gonna-
mine like that?
So 100 kilometers from Cape Town.
Well, let's see if
Cape
this
Town
changes something.
with a 100-kilometer radius. Okay, so you're going to have a lot of ocean, which obviously doesn't have too many cars in it. But Cape Town with a 100k radius.
Okay.
Look, I'm keeping mine like that. That's how it was.
No,
You
but
just
Cape
like
Town-
the option that you have. That's
No,
why
I'll
you like
change it.
No, Cape Town 100Ks. That's
Should I change it?
yeah, Cape Town.
Okay,
100Ks.
Cape Town 100K.
Oh,
Okay.
man, no! Why? No,
I have my car, gentlemen.
I feel like everyone started changing the stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, well, mine changed.
So I actually think
Okay.
that mine's not too bad. But let's do this alphabetically. Andre, what car have you just bought?
I just bought from Justenberg Vlakte a slant front boxy. But wait, there is more.
There's more.
Body still nice, interior very nice, papers on hand. Papiertjies,
Pampiertjes?
scrapped papers.
Scrap.
No motor, no box. 12,000 rand, negotiable.
Sounds like your kind of car.
And it's from JT Jooste from Justenberg Vlakte.
So I think what you need to do is send that link on our group so that we can save it, so that we can post it on post pictures
Yes.
on the video.
Yes. Yeah, do that.
So
Maybe
that's your
just
car.
do a screenshot. Now a boxy
Are
gets
you-
sold.
Are you
Any of
happy?
you have a tow rope so I can go somewhere with you?
Are you happy with your car?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm happy because it can't actually drive, but it is what it is, I guess.
Do you want to explain why those type of cars is there?
Because I was looking for a lemon, okay, and a box is a very nice lemon.
that's what I
yes.
mean. So that's
Preferably one with
an
an engine, though.
So funny enough with that, right? My first car when I had mine on 70 kilometers in Cape Town, that came up, was a E36 M3 race car, a race built car. But now that I've refreshed, and just to show everyone, there is my first option up there.
You're shaking a lot, dude. I
Oh,
can't see
sorry.
what you
Anyways, so my first car is a Jaguar F-Type S 5-liter V8 supercharged
See what he's
convertible.
looking for.
Yeah. He
be
was
looking
he
for
was
lemons.
very,
He's
he
just-
was
No, but-
very impressed with my Jag, and now he wants a bit of that Jag life
I'm
for
kind
himself.
of confused because I haven't searched for a Jag ever on Marketplace, and I was expecting a Corolla boxy like you because I was like, oh shit, we've been searching for lemons. So the BM was making more sense. But whoever wrote this
How much is that?
advertisement,
It's an F-Type. right?
yeah, F-Type 2014, F-Type S 5-liter V8 supercharged, 690,000. It's got 40,000 kilos on the clock. Whoever wrote this is quite passionate, the advertisement.
It's basically
So
got the whole freaking essay.
Yeah,
there.
it's an entire essay here. It says.
Basically
us a
just
juicy bit.
copied it from the car,
Give us a
basically,
juicy
magazine.
bit.
Introducing the epitome of luxury and performance, the Jaguar F-Type S 5-liter V8 with its sleek aerodynamic design, the powerhouse sports car commands.
Okay, we don't have enough time in the
right.
We don't have enough time in the show.
It commands
for all of that.
attention on the road.
You're looking for attention. They got
Yeah.
So I actually prefer my first choice, right? When we were at 50. So I thought like, what the
you
hell
were
is
quite
this?
pissed off with your
I
first
was, but then I
I also
looked at
thought
the
it was
pictures.
bad before I got my
My second choice is bad. I'll tell you why now. So this was still when we had just opened it up. I got a 1992 Toyota Sprinter Cielo. I've never heard of this. Have you ever seen something like that?
Oh,
It's
wow.
like JDM vibe.
It's a
That's
JDM. Look at
super
Yes,
nice.
yeah.
Look at the rear end of it. Like, but
Fancy.
look at the. I saw the rear and I
That's
thought, like, what the
JDM,
hell is that?
Wow.
It's
came
very
up as
ugly.
that came up as my third or fourth car on my search.
Now, when you asked us to change it within 100 kilometers, I got a Alfa Romeo Tonale. the green one that you shared, the one earlier. That was the as soon as I was, and that's why I was like, oh, fudge, why is this now?
Yeah, we know what you want.
So
yeah.
What did you get?
I mean, I'm not against this, but it's also not something that I would have actually searched for. So I don't know how it ended up as being my top pick from Facebook Marketplace. But I got a 1948 Packard.
Wow.
It says
Post-war. Just
no time wasters. The description says straight 8, running. Paperwork in order, excellent condition. 110,000.
Oh,
That's it.
sounds fair.
No nonsense. Just
No BS by
here's
the car.
my Packard. Some nice pictures of it. Straight 8 engine. There you go. Buy it.
So what I did is I reloaded this because I actually need a car with an engine, right? So it's my first car didn't have an engine. So what I got,
So okay, it says there's no reloading.
Yeah.
You got to go to the second car.
oh, but I really reloaded.
Okay.
So I don't know what it is.
So let's go through the
So
second
you load
cars.
it for me again,
No.
without me seeing what it is.
Okay.
Okay, no,
You've got to take the first one, mate.
Okay, so I had to reload because my car didn't have an engine, and none of you have a tow rope. So,
So are we reloading for the second round? Or are
well,
we
you're
taking
welcome
the
to, but
second?
I have to reload because I don't have a car.
Are we staying it on 100 Ks?
Yes. Same parameters, just your next
Okay.
car.
So what I have is
How did this pop up?
if you guys will think back to the very first episode or the second episode where I spoke about my cars and the cars I like and don't like, mine is a buyer bug.
Bar bug.
A buyer bug, 15,000 Rand, selling my buyer bug, has soft top, license on the road, please, no time wasters, 15,000 Rand, not negotiable, thanks.
Saying please no time wasters on Facebook Marketplace seems like an awful waste of time.
Check on the checker plate on the dash.
Nice.
Oh, it's
Very class.
Check it.
Oh, yes.
So Niku, what's your second car?
So, for some reason, my second car is not 100 kilometers from Cape Town. It's shown in dollars, and I'll show Neil this.
No, but you have to go to the first South
It's
African
shown
one.
in dollars.
No, but it would do that. Go to the first South African one.
Pretty good. That's quite an interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting
No, that's not
choice,
South
eh?
Africa. That's not South
This
Africa.
is Jose Guerrero.
No, dude, go to the first
For
Rand one.
something.
Go to the first South African one.
Where is he from? I don't know.
No, I also get stuff.
Yeah, okay, but it's Montreal. It's quite cool.
For $9,000.
Anyway,
it's a shell of a Montreal.
Yeah, it's a shell
not
of Montreal. Okay, so
You're
my
going to struggle
first
to drive
car,
that.
My first car is one that Neil would like. It is a 2010 987.2 Porsche Cayman S PDK.
the one with stripes on it.
like an R without the stripes.
Yes.
Oh, it's for 475,000. Actually, doesn't
Not
look too
bad.
bad. 95,000. It's got the sports chrono package.
What does that mean? A
Nice.
fancy clock on the dash or what?
Yeah, pretty
Basically,
much.
got your watches on that.
I have a Subaru Impreza 2.5R non-turbo for sale. with a big STI sticker in the back, basically.
So
Now
it looks
that's a
fast.
lemon.
It looks fast. It sounds fast, but it's not.
No,
It is, I mean,
that's a lemon.
in true Subaru form, it's not in full running condition. It needs an idle control valve.
That
And a head
They
gasket.
say
And a head
idle control with the meanest head gasket.
It's got a bonnet scoop. Why do Subaru guys put a bonnet scoop on if you have a non-turbo?
For the same reason that they
it
put a
looks
drain
fast,
pipe on
bro.
it where it used to have an exhaust.
But I mean, I don't get.
It looks
Oh no,
fast.
it had a bonnet scoop, but it's been pop riveted closed.
You've got to take screenshots of that. Okay, so my second choice. Again, the algorithm is kind to me. I don't know how I just managed to strike it lucky. It says, I'm going to read the description first before I tell you what it is. Advanced drivers only.
Whoa!
It's one of those.
It's a
Not
VTEC.
an
Not for the
average,
faint of heart.
not an average Lotus 7.
Oh.
This is a supercar slayer
Oof.
for the fraction of a price. Unrivaled F1 driver's experience in a street legal car.
Groot gesprek.
Wider, lower, and stiffer, this car has a V8 4-liter modified Lexus engine turning to 8,500 RPM.
V8 in a Lotus 7.
Those are big numbers.
Power, though, is nothing without control. So this Lotus 7 is equipped with a very advanced, independent, multi-link suspension, where control arms made of stainless steel
Is that not the standard
So you
material
have the
that you
heaviest
make?
engine in the world
Yeah.
and the heaviest control arm.
chassis torsional rigidity is much higher than the normal 7s due to special techniques used.
Wow.
With what techniques? Is that just it? It's
They
special
are
techniques.
special, Neil. Stop
They are
asking questions.
special.
Is that it?
Stop asking questions, Neil. They're
High-speed
special
stability due to a large diffuser at the back
Wow.
for downforce without the drag penalty, because it is physically possible to create downforce without a drag penalty. Otherwise, all Formula One teams would have done that. Inboard dampers, push rods, and spherical bearing joints ensure precise control of the wheel movement. Suspension geometry, static and dynamic, is developed for high performance.
This is even more boring than Jag now.
Hubs,
This is quite
bearings,
anorak.
Side shafts, differentials, brakes are from a Mercedes 124.
What?
The epitome of braking performance.
So if this is a
Virtually
listener, sorry.
indestructible
we're
in
like-
an 800 kilogram car. Data logging, GPS telemetry, 30 channels of data, combined with a race technology dash is race ready.
800
Technical
kilogram is
details are too many and too advanced to be published in an
too
advert.
advanced.
Is it a race? So it's a race car.
No, it's a road legal car. And
But why do you have then GPS data points if it's a road legal?
I'll be
What,
brutally
for-
honest. I have seen this car, and I have seen this car being driven, and I have spoken to someone else who has driven this car, and it is, as you might have guessed it, nigh on undrivable. Yours for the princely sum of 420,000 rand.
That's a lot of money for a heavy 7.
I can tell you that the Blotus, which is a turbocharged Opel Superboss engined Lotus 7,
More power than that.
is more powerful than this, quicker than this,
Weighs a lot
better
less.
built than this, weighs a lot less than this, is
My
faster
4C
than
weighs
this,
as much as that. And it's got a roof and aircon.
is actually easier to drive than this, handles better than this,
And
and,
it's half the
sold
price.
for about half the price. So, yeah, good luck with that one.
So,
Good luck with the sales, sir.
Cape Town and Sleary got some interesting stuff. But you know what would be interesting? We drop our location like in a Bloemfontein and just make the radius like 15 kilos. See,
I think we will definitely play this
Yeah.
game again.
Yes.
when we do it again, we
Yes.
need to like
And we
pick
will
a
do
small town.
Facebook Marketplace Roulette does Cape Town. And we will do Bloemfontein, we will do Boksburg, we will do all
Where'd you
the
get lost the other day?
Magopani
Magopani or
some other-
Mogopani?
Moko Loko Wokopani.
Yes.
One of those
We'll
places.
do multiple small.
Yeah,
Find the real gems of marketplace.
sounds good.
Dirty
Van der Bijl
job.
Park. and all the
Dirty
places.
job,
Bijl
but
Park.
someone's got to do it, eh?
Indeed. But I think with that, it's been a fun episode. We have discovered that you guys spend all your time looking for porn and end up with crap cars on Marketplace. Whereas I'm sensible family man, and obviously I should drive a 1948 Packard and
other old monstrosity.
a V8 powered monstrosity.
All your cars had
mongrel.
V8s in them.
Yeah, this is also cool.
Somewhere
My car
Facebook,
didn't have an engine
I
in
don't
it,
know,
and the other one was a Beetle.
somewhere Facebook messed up. I think it's when I changed my parameters of Facebook, like the distance, because all of a sudden I went from seeing lemons to seeing like 700, 400k cars.
I saw an Alpha.
and he can't stop thinking or talking about it.
I'm not thinking about it.
No, not a bad.
You're gonna
Not a
get
bad-looking car.
You gotta get home, and your wife's gonna be like, you know what? We should replace the X1 with a Tunale.
Alpha, yeah.
Wouldn't be a bad bait, actually. I like it. I like the new
It's a
one.
nice car. I honestly think, all stuff aside, it's a very nice car.
I'm trying to convince my wife that it's a good idea.
Or a Cybertruck. So anyway,
I don't have a unicycle.
we will be back next week. And will we be back next week?
We'll be back.
We'll be back
We'll
next
be
week.
back.
Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
This season was actually supposed to end like 4 episodes ago, but we're just going to keep going because we're having fun.
We'll start a new season. Just call it new. And
It's our podcast. We'll decide when the season ends.
Yes.
Sweet.
Don't you tell us. We'll decide.
We'll decide. So there's only one thing left to say, really.
You say it best when... Oh. Stay classy, San Diego.
Yes, you proper Backstreet Boys then.
It's too late.
Streets back.
The Swifties.
Quit playing games with my heart.
Ja, de wapen. Nico springen diep. Hoekom is die fucking skirts op myne?
Weet jou vrou dit?
Weet jy ek rekord nog?
Dis weer.
Wat is er myne? Gelukkig is er net karre op myne.
Dis is ek het horlosies.
Dis 'n psycho diver op myne.
Okay, so kom ons
Baie
gaan terug.
karre.
Weet wat was die heel eerste ding wat opgepop het toe ons die heel eerste keer oopgemaak het?
En dan is daar ook
Dis 'n
Adolf
psycho.
Hitler, Nazi, Mein Kampf.
Yes, die my kamp. Holy smokes.
1939 version. R4.500 vir daai boekie.
Liewe moer.
Maar ernstig in Nazi wees is dit
Ek het somewhere 'n copy van Mein Kampf.
Bro, ek vat die
Ek het ook die brown kortrooi gekry.
Oh, maar wat sien ons sy dit ook dis die syne.
So ek het die 1948 Packard, dan het ek 'n Lotus 7, dan het ek
Kom met julle so 'n ry gevat.
dan het ek 'n stuk graniet. Bumblebee Jasper.
Ek het ook daai gesien. What the fuck is dit?
Dan so 'n Jaguar XF, 'n Mercedes SLK, E30 convertible.
Dis die ding wat jy gesien het, die gemstone.
Ja,
What the fuck?
Go.
Audi A6, dan het ek 'n
Luxurious
Corollaatjie, 'n
mobile glamping tents.
paar nice horlosies, 'n 1962 Humber.
Julle big snorre.
Dis net karre.
Beanbag.
Dan sal
Storex
Mozas.
beanbag. Dis freaking kyk die steins op dit ou.
Ja, nee. Dit steeds.
I mean, ek het al actually
Iemand het 'n puberteit op daai ding ontdek basies. Dis
Okay, so in the interest of full disclosure, ek het nodig om deur soos 3 bladsye as 'n karate page en dan kom ek eventually op die punt waar die algoritme my in die steek laat.
Infinity
Met-
Test Basics.
Jussie.
Dan kom ek
sy's handig,
op
ek
die, dan
sal
kom ek
Beter
op
is
die
Cobra
punt
Skin.
wat die algoritme my in die steek laat met CD cross-dressing silicon breasts vir my.
Oh my word.
Nog gaan Temu. Nee, maar dis Temu daar waarskynlik.
Dis 'n Temu ad wat opkom.
Okay, wag, check wat ek het geen Temu vir jou.
Dan sien jy 'n Mercedes S600.